everybody, and welcome to a fantastic and rather historical location. Up there we've got part of the old Butterley Gangroad dating back to 1793, quite possibly the oldest railway in the East Midlands. One of the oldest in the world most likely, isn't it? I'm going to try and follow the route as best as I can right to the very top of the valley to see what remains and how much we can actually follow. So this is Drover's Road that I'm stood on, and this bridge forms the end of the line where it led up to the lime kilns or lime works. Again, opened in the late 1700s, and that served the Cromford Canal at Bullbridge, which is where we are. So look at this. Brilliant. You may have seen a snapshot of this in the previous video, but this is old. Look at it. That is brilliant. And you've got these support beams going across. Goodness knows how long they've been there. And this stonework, it's just so high up, isn't it? To think that originally horse-drawn tramway wagons were being pulled over this in the late 1700s. I believe it lasted until 1930. So almost 100 years ago, isn't it? You see it's got those iron base plates taking what looks like the width for double track, doesn't it? Let me take you out the other side. All manner of stonework again just there, look. Even a bit of raw rock face, isn't there? I like this a lot, and it is a fantastic place to start. So as I said, to my right was the old lime kilns. You may have seen that in the previous video. If not, I'll put a link at the end. Then there's the Midland Railway and the Cromford Canal where Bullbridge Aqueduct was. Trackbed going that way went off towards various quarries up towards Fritchley and Cryche. Now don't forget there was two different tramways in this area. One of them built a little bit later in the 1800s. As we come out the other side, what I find rather striking is that ironwork, look, that angular ironwork making the frame along the side of the bridge. Upon leaving the bridge there, the trackbed does carry on just there, look. So I've got to follow this public footpath up here, and we should come across another location and intercept the former Butterley Gangroad. A little look at maps, railmaponline.com. You can see the active main line, that's the Midland main line, the red one going from top right to bottom centre. Bullbridge is where we're going to begin. That is where the lime works and the lime kilns were, and the destination of the stone from the quarries of the Butterley Gangroad. We'll then proceed to follow the trackbed as best as possible towards Fritchley, where the world's oldest tunnel possibly resides. I believe it is in the Guinness Book of Records, but they may actually still be older out there. And then we'll proceed to head up towards Cryche, and where Warner Quarry was on the right hand side, this little spur that you can see, and also Hilts Quarry, which I believe is owned by Rolls-Royce. So quite some hefty steep steps coming up here with great big blocks of stone. As I say, this is a public footpath, and I think I have got to head off to my right. Okay, so what I've done, I've looped around. This is Bomer Lane. So down on the right would have been that bridge that we've just been stood below. I think the course of the tramway could well be that line of trees just there. So I'm going to toddle down here. Even looks like there might be a footpath going along it, which would make it even better. We go, found it. So this right here would have been where the tramway went along to the bridge where we began. Now interesting, look, there's actual remains on the opposite side. Look, you see the stonework and the stone wall going inwards. Look, it is barbed wired off, but look at that, there and there. Sorry for pointing, someone moaned about seeing my hand in a previous video, so I'll try and keep it as short as possible. He wanted everybody else to just work out where things were without me showing you. But anyway, enough of that. There we go then. So that is our tramway, the Butterley Gangroad. Thankfully, we've got a public footpath running directly alongside of it, look. So that is what we're going to do, and that will continue our journey up to where Fritchley Tunnel is still situated. Unfortunately, we can't get in that, but it is in the Guinness Book of Records. It's apparently being the oldest one in the world. Whether it is or not, I wasn't sure, because I'm sure there's a couple of other tunnels which are dated earlier than that, including the one on the Peak Forest tramway. It's one in Yorkshire somewhere as well, I can't remember its name. Let's follow the Butterley Gangroad. Straight afterwards, look, there's actually a little bit of stonework going up here, and the barbed wire comes to an end. We can actually stand on it, look. How about that? So I'm not going to follow it, because you can see it's pretty much impossible. But we can see that stone wall, look, on that side there, and that goes all the way along. And that's back where I was just stood, look. It's still present. I mean, it's hard to imagine 250 years ago, or just shy of 250 years, this being constructed and operated. I love it. It's probably the oldest railway, aside from the Peak Forest tramway, that I've actually walked and documented. It's brilliant, isn't it? Let's push on, let's carry on, because I'm getting quite excited about this, because I wasn't really sure how much I'd find, but not done too badly so far. So you just see the stone wall through there, stone wall on both sides. We're going to get very, very close to that in just one moment down here, as the public footpath runs alongside a rather substantial stone wall. Here we go then. That stone wall I just mentioned, that's quite high just here, isn't it? I'd say 8 or 9 feet high just there, and going all the way along. Trackbed being up the top of there. You just imagine the horses coming along here, wouldn't you? I believe one of the very first steam locomotives ran along here at some point too. We can continue on even further. Fritchley Tunnel was probably up there where those cottages are in the distance. This stone wall gets even higher just here, look. Wonder what remnants might be buried actually on the trackbed up there. Probably never know, will we? I shall keep popping in drone footage as and when, so you can see the course and the alignment of the Gangroad trackbed. It's going through some very picturesque scenery. There we go, look, a little development. So we can actually see, again, part of the former tramway trackbed in both directions. So that's completely gone, hasn't it, in terms of trees and weeds and plants. Humongous stone post just here on the right hand side. Still got its bracket on there, look, and another one down below. So some sort of crossing this would have been, wouldn't it, for farm access. You see there is farmland all the way around, just to confirm it is a footpath, that one, look. So if you do want to come and see this, please do so. Come and have a look. So that's the direction I've come from. Again, another huge weathered stone post just there, look, and the stone wall holding back the fields above. Totally gone and overgrown, but it would be after almost 100 years, wouldn't it? Here's another one of them posts, look, laid down. So 3 of potentially 4 are present. So you have to wonder if the 4th one is knocking around here somewhere. You just cannot see it. So looks like I'm gonna have to go back up to the road and then have a look over there where the tramway continues on, where the tunnel lays sleeping. So I'm now stood on Front Street. In 1793 a tunnel was burrowed below here, Fritchley Tunnel, built by Benjamin Outram. It continued in use until 1933. So our Gangroad is just over there and it's passing below, and the other portal would pop out probably around about where that cottage is. I believe the tunnel portal is there, but it's been landscaped maybe. Let's see if I can find a couple of photographs of Fritchley Tunnel to pop in, and then we're going to try my best again to follow the course of our Gangroad. this is an image of that portal, the one that is in the back garden after an excavation around about 6 years ago. Now this is a picture of the northern portal. You can see the track bed has all the track removed, and it's probably not long after closure. We can look at another image that also shows the southern portal. Now I believe the southern portal was rebuilt at some time, I don't know when, but the newer version of the portal was narrower. We can see that from this image. Look, when we've got a steam locomotive working on the line, notice the portal is much narrower than the original one, and this could be backed up by this image from the inside. Look, notice how there is a wall on the right hand side making the tunnel distinctly narrower on the inside, which would then result in that much narrower portal. And this is looking the opposite way. Look, you can see the standard width of the tunnel. Notice that newer wall on the left hand side that makes it a little bit narrower. This is brilliant to see inside, and knowing that this tunnel is around about just a metre below the road surface. But the tunnel portal should roughly be in centre of shot, about where that caravan roof is. Brilliant, isn't it? I'm going to follow this up now, and hopefully going up Kirkham Lane we may be able to pick it up again. I'm a considerable distance down Kirkham Lane now, and you can just see that straight line of trees where the stone wall is. So it's still there. That's a good distance, maybe to a quarter of a mile in length. Again, look, very apparent over there. Hoping we'll get to intercept it again very soon. Now I'm not 100% sure if this image is the correct one for this location, but the track bed that we'll walk alongside before we get to a bridge a little bit further down looks just like this, with stone walls on both sides. That cottage on the right hand side, or farm building, there's one like that just a little bit further down, and that bridge that's actually in the far distance, well, that could be the one that we're going to see very, very shortly. There we go, look at that. Look at the depth of those walls. Have a look. I wonder if there's a bridge up here. I think there's a bridge. If there is, I'm not going to be able to get down to it because that's private farmland. But I'll see if I can kind of try and get a photograph, hover the drone. Look at that. That's such a long way down, isn't it? Wow, that's beautiful. Yep, look at that. Beautiful arch bridge down there, look. Let's see. Yes, we can get on top of it. Good morning, chickens. You want to come and have a look at this very old bridge? No, you stay there then. So again, I am on a public footpath. Let's make sure I put the chain on. We could peer over it, so that's where. Look at that. It's extraordinary, isn't it? Do you want to see what it looks like on the other side? You certainly can. Looks very boggy, doesn't it? But oh, that's great. So ironically, as you know, there were horses that pulled the wagons along. There's a small stables down there, right at the end of shot. I'm going to try and take a photograph. I've just got to be very, very careful because there's a lot of trees about. And a quick jump back to this image that we saw a little earlier. Notice the bridge on the top left hand side. Could this be that very same bridge? Are you aware your ancestors used to work down there? No, not really, but it's nice to know. No, I don't usually talk to horses, but look at these, they're beautiful in it. To think that their ancestors used to walk that route, pulling all manner of stone behind them. What was 3 of them now? Look. Beautiful. Right guys, I'll leave you behind and push on. Oh, there's a gate there. It says please keep out. So I am going to keep out, but I'm going to take the opportunity to just peer over. There we go, we can steer a little bit better, I think. Look at that. That's rather good. See down there, back to the horses and the bridge. And clearly it's used for farm access. The footpath, down a hill, and there's a stile at the very bottom. Okay, now stood on Dimple Lane, and at this point our track bed has split into two. I've stood on the course of one of those track beds, but it's not the Butterley Gangroad that we were following. It's a branch off. I went off to Warner Quarry. It came across right about here, and there used to be a tunnel up there. I think that's long buried. The Butterley Gangroad is just out of sight around here. Now conveniently, public footpath. I can just about squeeze through there, and I'm going to say that these two stone posts were the root of the former Warner Colliery branch of the Butterley Gangroad. Some more stone pillars just there, look. I'm not going far, I don't believe this is a footpath, but it's worth pointing them out. It looks like it is well trodden, but I don't want to be going to someone's back garden. So on another public footpath, as you guessed it, the line of trees is again our Gangroad or tramway. Hilts Quarry was next. Well, another 5 or 6 minutes walk. I think this may have been a quarry where a lot of the spoil was just turned into a giant hill. A lot of the waste. Might have even been that one, just there. Warner Quarry, where we had a look at that short stump of branch that's a distance over there. Yeah, that hill doesn't look natural. So maybe that's what it was a big pile of waste from Hilts Quarry. Right, I do believe we're going to end up intercepting the Gangroad trackbed again very, very shortly. There we are, back on the trackbed, but it's access denied. The former site of Hilts Quarry, now owned or used by Rolls-Royce. They must do testing on there, do you think? Put a comment down below if you know what Rolls-Royce do here. The trackbed went a little bit further up, split into a few sidings, and basically continue the journey back down to where we began, where the kilns are, the lime works, and the Cromford Canal at Bullbridge where the aqueduct was. So we've completed the journey of the Butterley Gangroad then, haven't we? We've done it all. Now what I want to do is have a look at the other Gangroad or tramway too. Opened in the mid 1800s, I think it was designed or built by Stevenson, that one. So that will follow in a later video. So thank you very much. Thank you to all channel members, Facebook subscribers. You can follow me for some behind the scenes stuff. $2.29 a month, absolute bargain. And I even do the videos early access as well in that format, straight up onto Facebook on that page. So there'll be a link in the description for that. See you in the next one. Bye for now.